But the cloud connection makes it possible, for example, to monitor smart buildings remotely. But there's even more, since the cloud connection also enables new service models. And some of the most popular ones you probably know, for example, Spotify or Netflix, which offer music and films as a service in a subscription model. Now the question is, can something like this also work for buildings? Well, let's find out. With the help of our next two experts, please welcome Axel Schlarb and Marc Richter. Great to have you, gentlemen.
Hi, Chris. So, thank you, Chris. We have heard some things about smart buildings from John Lester before. So, from a passive asset to a cloud-connected smart building that communicate its condition and needs and make every status in the building transparent and maximum efficiency, or with maximum efficiency. With all these buzzword thoughts and visions, there arises a question: is this hype or is this real added value for our customer? So Axel, how can you describe, or can you a little bit describe, how digitalization in the building brings value add to our customers?
Yeah. Yes, of course I can. But before we try to point out, let me just point out where the focus of these sessions, of our session is. It's clearly on the operation phase of a building. Our session deals with services, with new kind of remote, managed and digital service that improve a building operation. So we want to take advantage of the digitalization features of the products and system installed in the on-site in the buildings, but add new innovative services on top of that to change the way we operate, we maintain, and we service buildings today, because this is where the money lies, and there's a huge potential, improvement potential in the way we operate buildings. But how do we do that? First, I try to explain it very simple. Just first of all, we let buildings talk, we listen to buildings, and we try to understand what their current requirements are. How do we do that? We gather data, operational data, consumption data from the building, transfer these data securely to a cloud platform where we apply modern data analytic methods to identify malfunctions, weaknesses, abnormalities in these big data. We try to generate information and knowledge out of this data to advise our customers for better investment decisions. And this general method, can be applied to various technical systems, such as building management systems, fire detection systems, security systems, or any critical equipment in the building. One good example, one very, advanced example is what we call Performance Observer for building automation, where we collect data, operational data and energy consumption data of HVAC plants and building automation systems of buildings, bring them into our cloud platform and let them analyzed by 200 expert rules and modern data algorithms to identify even the smallest deviations, 724 hours a day. So we can apply the maximum power of the cloud application to a large number of data of the plants. With this information, we put our experts in place that generate so-called facility improvement measures that show significant improvement of the building. And with a third service on top of this, which we call Performance Optimizer, we directly apply these facility improvement measures on-site remotely. So this is the way we work, and we can apply this method, for example, to fire detection systems where we monitor the pollution level of fire detectors as well.
That sounds very interesting, Axel. But can you a little bit be more specific what this means for value add for our customers?
So where is the where's the concrete value add?
Right.
Yeah. I give you some examples from the field. We monitor the efficiency of a heat recovery system, for example, and we could identify a hidden malfunction in this equipment, which was invisible to the operator, but the effect was enormous. It was 30,000 euro extra cost per year, so we could reduce the customer's annual cost by 30,000 euro per year. Another case was in another plant where we monitored the oscillation of technical equipment in a critical plant, in a very critical plant in this industry campus, and we could identify an upcoming ventilator drive defect so that we could prevent the downtime of this plant through a regular maintenance call. So just by applying data analytics, we could save money and enrich the availability and the uptime of these plants. But this is what we do for operational performance. What can we do to safeguard plants' uptime?
I think we do there a lot every day. With our digital service center, we are able to do remote services like operating support, or also a remote fault diagnosis, and of course the troubleshooting. So we are able to have a fast reaction whenever a fault is detected in the building or in the systems. And of course, with that, we increase the availability.
Just in case the building is connected.
Of course, that's what we heard before. This is the one important thing, a connected building. So, and we are also able to do event monitoring. So with that, we are able that when you find or detect a fault in the building, we generate automatically a service ticket and start the defined workflow. So that means we know exactly the causes and fix these before the customer notices the effects of these faults. For an example, with our access control system, we monitor every controller and card reader and all the other hardwares, also the server hardware and the software. And whenever a critical event is detected, we start we generate the service ticket, and we can start the workflow and bring all resources to the site that we need there. And on the other side, on the other hand, we have the building management system. There also we monitored every hardware that we need. As an example, when you have a critical infrastructure and you have a fault in your cooling system, then it's very important that you react very fast, and that's what we can do with that. This brings us, or this saves us money on the one hand, and of course, nerves and stresses.
Well, this is a straightforward solution for one dedicated technical system, but how flexible are you in finding new solutions for customers?
Yeah, I think we improved and developed on our digital services day by day. And also, we build up in a consulting team where we can do customer value co-creation workshops. So that means when you have pain points, or the customer have specific pain points, we go to the customer analysis and build up a solution, and of course implement these by the customers.
Sounds interesting. What is important is the interplay of technology, services, and people to make buildings fit for the future.
Yeah.
But now let's change the topic. Let's talk about new business models. How can new business models add value to the building industry? Our customers, they need fire safety, they need security, they need comfort in their facilities, in their buildings. Today, they have to invest in various dedicated systems, fire alarm systems, building management systems, security systems, whatever systems. They have to run, operate, and service them.
Is there any idea or another idea and alternatives without buying all the systems?
Yes, as is already documented in our slide, don't buy anymore, just simply use the required functions via a service agreement, a service contract. and make it safety as a service, security as a service, or a comfort as a service, or whatever, energy efficiency as a service, whatever you call it, or whatever you want. These business models are flexible. And by doing so, one-time CapEx will turn into OpEx, so capital investments will turn into long-term and plannable operational expenditures.
What you're talking about is following the principle of everything as a service, sometimes called as X as a service. So that means for our safety as a service that we will do all the engineering and design and installation of a fire protection system, do the maintenance services, repair and remote services. We include the insurance and, of course, what you're talking about, the digital service like fire detection, pollution level monitoring. And this whole package comes with a fixed monthly rate, right? Or when we have to look to our building management as a system, there we will have a full cloud-based operating building management system, includes every upgrades and updates, and also the cybersecurity. And of course, it comes with a fixed monthly rate.
This idea is I think, future-oriented, using functionality instead of buying systems, benefiting from the high availability, delegate responsibility to real subject matter experts, and save own resources, or determine your own investment priorities. So this is where the future is. This business model is not new, as we already heard, but is very new for the building construction industry. So digitalization, hype or added value, this was the initial question. Yes, digitalization is a hype, everybody's talking about that, but it adds value to buildings. With data analytics, remote services and new business models, we create new opportunities and we can apply these new opportunities for all of your buildings. And the journey has just begun. This is very interesting. Be part of it and take advantage of these new possibilities. Thank you very much.
Thank you also very much, Axel and Marc. And of course, we have some questions also for you. The first one being, what is the added value for me as a building operator with these services?
Of course. So in the time where we have a lot of complex techniques on the side and also not enough workforces, there is a digital service bring us the opportunity to save time and also to reduce the critical or the how can I say the complexity of our systems and also the services.
Okay. Next question would be, how do I turn my traditional building into a smart building? Your take on this. How do I take this step into the future?
Oh, this is easy. Just connect it to the cloud platform and take as much advantage of the services that are available. So regardless of the system installed, we will find the appropriate service for the installed technology. So if there's a building management system installed, we can go for the building management part of this digital and managed service. If there's a security or a fire safety system installed, we can take that portion of the digital service portfolio.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, let's see if the next one's also so easy. How much minimum data do we need in order to provide a good recommendation to improve building efficiency, comfort, and energy consumption? I mean, building owners would like to know their ROIs.
Axel, that's a question for you.
I think we cannot quantify the amount of data in bytes or gigabytes or megabytes. So we just, we just take as much as we can get. This is very simple. So we have a look on the plant. We try to grab as much or collect as much data that the installed technology gives us. and make the best out of it. So our algorithms, they are widespread, and if we do not have the right data for one algorithm, it cannot be performed, but all the rest of the algorithm can be performed. So I think the functionality which is a little bit restricted or more limited, but it's still worth trying it.
All right. The more you get, the better. Simple as that. All right. So thank you very much once again, Axel and Marc. Have a great day.
Chris.
It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.